Welcome to an empowering and transformative season of Yoga Corner Chats. Join me, Shelby Phoenix, your host and guide, as we embark on a journey of inspiration, growth, and self-discovery. This season, we're diving into the worlds of wellness and entrepreneurship, bringing you captivating conversations with extraordinary women who are making their mark in these realms. Each week, we'll explore the stories, insights, and wisdom of our remarkable guests, delving into their personal journeys and uncovering the secrets to cultivating a more balanced and fulfilling life. From yoga teachers to life coaches, therapists to entrepreneurs, each guest will bring their unique perspectives and experiences, offering invaluable guidance for navigating the paths of wellness and entrepreneurship with grace and resilience. At Yoga Corner Chats, we believe the power of women supporting and uplifting one another. We celebrate the diversity of our guests and their expertise, creating a space where their voices can shine brightly. Together, we'll explore what it means to define wellness and success on our own terms, finding inspiration in each other's stories and forging our paths to fulfillment. So whether you're an inspiring entrepreneur, seeking guidance, a wellness enthusiast eager to learn new insights, or simply someone who craves inspiration for living your best life, this season of Yoga Corner Chats is for you. Tune in every week to join our captivating conversations and discover how you too can embrace the transformative power of yoga, wellness, and entrepreneurship. Together, let's manifest our dreams, support one another, and create a world where success and well-being go hand in hand. Subscribe to Yoga Corner Chats on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform, and be prepared to be inspired, motivated, and uplifted. The journey begins now. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Yoga Corner Chats. I'm your host, Shelby Phoenix, and today we have a special guest joining us. Please welcome Sara, a true visionary and trailblazer in the world of entrepreneurship. In this episode that I brought back from the archives, we have the privilege of delving into Sara's remarkable journey and exploring the depths of her wisdom and insights. Sara has a powerful story to share about her transformation from feeling trapped in the confines of a traditional office space to finding freedom and fulfillment through entrepreneurship. Join us as we uncover the secrets to Sara's success and learn how she has helped countless individuals escape the rat race and create lives of purpose and abundance. Her mission is to empower big dreamers like you to take the leap and pursue a path that aligns with your passions and values. So whether you're an inspiring entrepreneur, a dreamer with big ambitions, or simply seeking inspiration to make a change in your life, this episode is a must listen. Get ready to be captivated by Sara's story and empowered to imagine the possibilities that await you. So without further ado, let's dive right into the interview and welcome Sara. Okay. So I like to start these off by having us take a couple breaths just to get grounded. Is that okay with you, Sara?
Perfect.
Awesome. And everyone who's listening, I invite you to join us as well. So if it feels safe to close your eyes, I invite you to do that. Soften your shoulders. Empty out all the air from your lungs. And begin to inhale through your nose. Fill up your belly, your rib cage, your lungs, and exhale out your mouth. Another full deep breath in through the nose. And get empty. And one last full deep belly breath in. And out. Whenever you feel ready to come back to the space, open up your eyes. Perfect. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Kelly. Hello. So I thought we would start if you just introduce yourself and maybe tell us a little bit about your wellness and entrepreneurship journey.
It's a big word, right? I've been saying it for 2.5 years and I still stumble over it. Okay, so yeah, so I'm Sarah. I grew up in South Carolina in the States. It's obviously where I am right now. You got me? There we go. Hey, Jenna. But my journey, I would say, can be pretty much traced back to me graduating college. So at 21, I graduated from College of Charleston, and my very last semester of school, I studied abroad in Australia. And I just thought it was going to be a fun deal, go over there, come back, and then, start my career life, blah, blah, blah. But while I was over there, my eyes were opened to a whole new way of life. I saw people that were actually enjoying their lives. They weren't, away in a workspace. They were taking gap years to explore, to travel, themselves. And I came back to the States. My parents were like, "Congratulations, Sarah, you got your degree. Time to go, go into the workforce and start a career." And I just felt so suffocated by that thought. And I was like, no, not the life for me. And so basically from there, for the next, honestly, like 10 years, I went on a huge journey of different places and different jobs, each with the highest pursuit of whatever would allow me to feel freedom. And I taught English in Southeast Asia, lived there for 2.5 years, back and forth between Australia, traveled in the Middle East. I've been so many different places. But the wellness part came into my life around 2018 when I was working a lot, hustling and grinding. And it was kind of around the time that I felt like social selling was becoming more prevalent online. And I started people talk about, their online businesses. And that is kind of where it began for me.
Wow. So it sounds like you were like on the kind of like stereotypical trajectory of like college, career, and then you had this opportunity to travel and your eyes were like opened wide, and then that trajectory no longer seemed fulfilling. You said that you were working towards anything that would bring you more freedom. What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't know. I just truly at my core believe that we are all these amazing, unique expressions, and we all have gifts and talents, and that they should be offered. Those are our services to the world. And so anything that would allow me to spend time with myself, get to know myself so that I could be a better version of myself, felt good and felt like it was a vehicle towards freedom. So I would do short-term jobs. I would work at summer camps for a few months and then go take off traveling, or I'd work hard at a restaurant, a little bit of freedom in scheduling, freedom of, different kind of things to expect in the workday. And then I'd save all that money and then I would go. And so just short-term gigs, things, the non-conventional route, anything that basically put me in a box, the thought of a cubicle and a pen, like a pencil and a fax machine made me want to roll over it. So.
Yes. I can relate so much because since I was an art teacher before, which sounds like it has a lot of freedom, but you teach a lot less art than you think. And when I started my business and I was like, how am I going to make this work at the beginning? I was like, how can I find those kind of jobs that are unconventional, like being a nanny or door dashing, things that give me the freedom so that I can build my business. And you also help other people kind of leave this rat race and find freedom as well in their own businesses. Can you talk a little bit about how you help people do that?
Yeah, for sure. So, the thought of whether it's traveling or a pursuit of freedom is like this paradisical place, right? It's like, think about the Maldives. If you were to want to travel to the Maldives is an amazing, beautiful place that you want to get to. But unless you have a vehicle to get you there,
right,
you're never going to go, right? A boat, a train, some kind of conduit to get you from the place where you are to the place that you want to be. And so basically, yes, that is how I pursue freedom, and I show others how to do it too. I basically work for an incredible health and wellness company and very into sustainability as well. And I basically teach people how to show up as themselves and share what they're passionate about, share their gifts with the world. But the company that I work for offers a very high ticket product, so that the money that I make from that is able to get people to that place. You know, when I first started my first online business, you know, because there's so many different like social selling situations out there.
Right.
We all have links now, ways for people to make money. But the thing is that the majority of them offer commissions or kickbacks or discount codes, where $10, $20, $50 commission. Who in 2022 can make a life of freedom when you're making such little coin? So basically, the that I work for offers, you know, instead of a few dollars, we make like a few $1,000s from what we share, and that actually allows people to live their life of freedom.
Yes. And tying that back to mindset, there's a different mindset behind selling something that's $50 and selling something that's $5,000. How do you see mindset connecting to like selling or having a business? And how do you get from being like nervous to sell something for $50 to like being confident about selling something that's $5,000 or a high ticket item?
It's such a great question, and it's all a perspective shift. And mindset in anything that you do, especially with an entrepreneurial endeavor, is the paramount thing. If you don't work on your literally 80% mindset, 10 or 20% of doing the action kind of things. But to answer your question, what you have to realize is that people, all right, I want you to think about something really quick. Think about your dream life, say your dream house. It has everything you could possibly imagine. Your car, your pool, or a place for your car. You know, it's in whatever amazing place. It has all the kitchen, all the different things you want. And it goes for like $4 million, right? If someone were to offer that to you for $1,000, wouldn't you be like, oh my God, I will do absolutely anything in the world to get that, right? Because you see the value in what's there. To answer your question of how you go from confidence in selling something that's $50 to confidence in selling something that's, you know, $5,000, when you realize that people want something more than anything else other than the price tag does not matter, because in life we will always make time and space and find the resources for the things that matter the most. And when you remove your eyes from the product you're selling and what you put your focus on and sharing that this can get you the thing that you're saying you want more, anything like more than anything in your life, the price tag falls away, and you realize that people are very adept at finding the money because they're able to see that that thing is going to get them from where they are to where they want to be.
Yes. It's like, because you know the value in it, you're confidently like backing it up, and the people that need that, want that, they're going to find you and they're going to be ready to make that investment.
That's it, because it's never about the product. It's about what people want. And everyone, I don't care who you are, at the end of the day, no matter what you're doing in your job or whatever, everybody wants the same things. Everybody wants freedom, more time with their loved ones, less financial stress, and joy and space to just expand and be their best selves.
Yes. How has mindset been a part of your journey?
Like I said, it's absolutely everything. It's the backbone. And I think it's so important, because when you are working a traditional 9-to-5 or a traditional job, from like being an employee to an employer, that side of your brain, well, I think it's very atrophied by the time that we graduate. Because think about it this way. We go through school. Okay, just listen to your teacher. Middle school, high school. Okay, listen to and you go to college. Okay, just listen to your professors. And then you get out at 21 years old and everybody's asking you, okay, so what are you going to do? And you haven't really thought for yourself in 21 years, because you've always been just following the trajectory or following the rules, or my teacher, my professor, my parents will tell me what to do. So how mindset has played into my life is that you have to realize that in order to actually get to know yourself and figure out what you want, you have to take a deep dive and look at your mindset and get to know yourself. Yeah, the short answer is that it's everything. Mindset is the backbone of everything in your life.
Yeah. What you just said reminds me, I graduated my bachelor's degree in like fine art painting. And right when you're in art school, you're getting assignments, you're getting, make this color, like do this drawing, learn this skill. And you're being creative with these like parameters that are set for you. And then you graduate and you're like, what's my like original idea? You have to, even though you graduated with all those skills, you have to like piece together like what's your assignment that you're creating, like what's your voice, and then like rise above all the rules you've kind of been like told. If that makes sense. What are some ways you've been able to cultivate a mindset that helps set you up for greater success?
The most important thing I would say is to take advice only from the people that have the success you want to have. If you ever go out on your own, everybody and their mother is going to be offering their advice and their opinion. Your parents will tell you what's a good idea, bad idea. Your friends will tell you people that have had experiences and know that doesn't work or this, whatever. The only people taking advice from are the people that actually are successful and have what you want. So if you wish to be like, you wouldn't take financial advice from a homeless person or, dental hygiene advice from someone with no teeth. So it's really just all about only blocking out the noise and only listening to the people that actually have what you want. Yes.
Yes. I so agree, because they've already like overcome those barriers and those mindsets, and people who haven't achieved what you want, they are like blocked by their own mindset or their own prejudices, right? So like you want someone who's like on the other side to cheer you on.
Yes.
What do you think are some of the like most common mindset barriers that especially entrepreneurs face?
Oh my God, so many things. So money is a huge one. Being an entrepreneur requires you to invest in yourself some way, shape, or form, whether it's with your business or with educating yourself and, coaching or whatever it is. And so the money is a huge thing. Who am I to be spending this much money? Am I worth? Money, worth, and limiting beliefs in general. And the most the biggest thing that I will say to come up with is we're very adept at telling ourselves why we can't do things. I can't because I don't have the time, the money, the space, my life's too crazy. But the reason why you're saying you can't is the reason why you should.
Right.
Yes.
Like, it's almost like that is like, if you're saying, oh, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, that's the block, right? Instead of like, how can I make the time, or like, what are my resources and how can I access them?
Or just realizing that, if you don't have the money, this is something that can give you the money. Like the reason you can't is the reason you should. I don't have time, then you need something in your life that will actually give you the freedom to do what it is you want. It's not about finding, just about realizing that this is the thing to give you what you want.
Right. Yeah. When I first started my entrepreneurship journey, I didn't realize even that you could have like a mindset around money. Like that was a concept that I learned after and was like, oh, I have like a poor money mindset. I have like been conditioned to learn that like money is hard to get, and like save, like, all these different things that have like held me back, and letting go of that has, like there's still the stress of like you have to pay your bills and build up to it, but then there's also this like there's letting go of that scarcity is so freeing.
Absolutely. Most people don't even realize that they have a story around money. Everybody just thinks that like money's this awful, stressful thing. We all want more of it, but we all talk shit about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's when you dive into entrepreneurship, you really have to like one of the first like people you meet is money, and you have to have a
Right.
conversation. What do I really think about you? You know, how do I really get more of you? Yeah.
Right. And like also like I don't have the money, but where are you like bleeding money that's not serving you? Like I did like a whole audit of my finances and was like, wow, like there's so much money going out that like I could have and like make productive for me that's just like bleeding out into the world for no reason.
Exactly.
Um, I'm wondering, you kind of talked about this like before, like you're in college, you graduated college, and then this like after you went to Australia, your eyes kind of opened. I'm wondering if like that kind of is tied to discovering your purpose and kind of like moving you forward on this trajectory.
For sure. And I want to say something that I think a lot of people think, I talk about this a lot with people that I work with, that like passion and your purpose, they can be synonymous. Like, what's your
Yeah.
passion? And what a lot of people don't know, I love to share this, is that the etymology of the word passion actually comes from the root word, the Latin word, like root to suffer. And
Mm-hmm.
it's about like, oh, what do you love to do? But
Right.
actually, passions and purpose perhaps are born out of their suffering. So for me,
Yeah.
when I look back at my journey in like Australia, when I came back and my parents were like, okay, it's time for them to like go get a career in an office, in a cubicle, working a 9 to 5. That was like a suffering, like closing in on me moment. And it
Mm,
that like my purpose and my passion to help to find freedom for myself, but to also find ways to help other people find freedom, that's
yeah.
where it was. So that's what I always tell people too. If people are like looking for their purpose or whatever, I would say look at like what has pained you in your life
Yeah.
and dig into that.
Yes. And I'm wondering like when you're in this rat race or this wheel, you're kind of like your eyes aren't opened yet, right? Like it's just maybe you're feeling like closed in on like you said or what are some signs that you might like to know that you're out of alignment, like you are searching for your purpose still?
This is such a great question. And this is how I realized it was for me, because I was just like a listless shell of a human that was just like
Mm-hmm.
through the day-to-day life. And I remember at one point, like I was working in Sydney, I had like I was 3 jobs. I was a student, I had 2 jobs. And I was just finding myself just like mindlessly like scrolling on Instagram, just like passing the days, just like doing the things I needed to do. I felt so depleted. I didn't have anything that like when I woke up in the morning, I was like excited or,
Yeah.
and 30s, 40s, whatever age, like that's not how life is meant to be lived. Like we didn't
Right.
come here just pay bills, work, and then just like Netflix and chill. Like we are meant to like offer our gifts and to live a beautiful, inspiring life. And so that's what a really big telltale sign I would say is if you're just like
Yeah.
constantly scroll holing and just going through the motions.
Kind of like a numbness.
Mm-hmm.
What steps did you take once you had this kind of realization to steer yourself in the right direction?
Obviously, Rome's not built in a day, and so you really have to leverage resources. I
Yeah.
really dove deep into books, podcasts, YouTube,
Mm,
thought leaders like Tony Robbins, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Abraham Hicks, and I would
yeah.
just like I switched up my music when I would go for a run or when I was in the car to just playing them or carving out like time for a morning routine instead of just like scrolling. I would make sure that I was always adding value and just
Yeah.
educating myself. So definitely leaning on those, that helped a lot.
Yeah. Like the importance of being conscious of what you're ingesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What does it feel like now to be living up to your purpose and potential compared to before?
Obviously great. I think I said this to you before when we chatted. I feel light, both in the scripture of
Yes.
light, you know, like the sun or something bright and happy, but also like in the weight measurement, like levity. I
Yeah.
feel inspired. I feel motivated. I feel like, excited to wake up every day. I love what I do. And it's a good beacon. Like, I feel like I've gone from being this like listless person of like, WTF am I doing with my life, to
Yeah.
now knowing what it is I'm here to do. And now I feel like I'm here of service. Like, who can I serve? Who can I
Yeah.
help? Who can I help?
Um, what kind of like wins have your clients have who you've helped move through this journey?
What kind of wins?
Like what kind of wins or results have your clients had with working with you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of big mindset shifts for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, financials. There's one girl that I worked with, I was so proud and happy. She was definitely caught up thick in that trajectory of the rat race. She, you know, high school and then college and then PhD, and she was literally just following it, doing it because she had invested so much time, money, and energy, and she felt so out of alignment. She didn't really want to do it, but she actually quit her PhD program to come
Wow.
and work alongside me. And she's, you know, made more money and a lot more alignment and fulfillment with herself. And that was just like so big, you know, that was a huge win for me to see that, you know, people that even go as far as like PhDs, like masters, PhDs, a lot of time, money, can still have those moments of being like, it's not for me. There's got to be
Yeah.
something better. There's got to be something new. And then a few health testimonials as well. I mean, obviously, I work with an incredible product that has helped a few people. One of my really close friends. I mean, I don't want to go into all of them, but yeah, like health, and financial and mindsets are the biggest wins with the people that I work with, for sure.
Yes. Um, you just kind of before talking about like Rome's not built in a day, right? Like, so when you're working on your mindset and like shifting your life in this way, right? It's not a straight line, right? Like there's going to be those days when it's super challenging to face those limiting beliefs or those mindsets. How do you get through the moments when it's much more challenging?
Such a good question. In these moments, you have to reach out and find perspective.
Yeah.
Um, there's, you know, perspectives. I'm really big on metaphors. I love metaphors. I love learning, and I love when especially nature can teach me great things about
Mm-hmm.
perspective. And one of my favorite things to tell people and educate people on is, I don't know if you know how bamboo is grown. But bamboo is put into the ground like a seed or something, and it has the same space, has to be like watered, grown, like every day pretty much, or just continually for 5 years straight. For 5 years straight, all underground. There's like nothing. For 5 years, there's nothing. And then once it shoots up within a 6 month or 6 week span, I think, I don't know, someone's gonna have to do this work, like the exact numbers, but within like a 6 week point, the bamboo shoots up 90% of its entire growth out of the ground. And so it's important that when you're having those days of feeling like, I don't really think this is working, like I'm not seeing what I want, you have to reach out and remember that everything in life has a gestation period, everything in
Yeah.
life has timing, and you can't fail if you don't quit. So you
Yeah.
just going.
Yeah. I read something someone posted on Instagram the other day, and it was like, you can't judge your progress by like one day, because if you do that, you'll end up quitting, right? Because it's like that one day could, or that one moment even could feel really low. You have to like look at the bigger picture. Like, what have I accomplished in the past year or the past month or the past week even? And that is like a shift in perspective where you can be like, oh, I really have made so much growth, and this is just a moment in time.
Absolutely. And not just looking at as success as like tangible external things,
Right.
like the internal, like your mindset, like that is one of the biggest things you can accomplish in this journey. And so if you continue to work on that, you are successful every single day. And also I want to say that success is not a straight line. I said to somebody
Yeah.
yesterday, it's more like a plate of spaghetti noodles. Like it's just like this, but it's there.
I love that comparison. Um, what advice would you give folks who are considering like taking the big dive into starting their own entrepreneurship journey?
Courage precedes confidence. If you wait to feel
Mm-hmm.
ready, you'll never go. You have to do the thing. You have to take the steps. You have to make the investment. And then the confidence comes. Then the
Yeah.
confidence comes that, okay, I'm doing something, whatever, and if you work with somebody that's there and a good support system, then it's so much easier.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest thing I would say. Two things. I would say courage precedes confidence. And also you have to choose your hard, because starting
Mm,
your entrepreneurship journey is hard. What will I do? What will
yeah.
people think? Da, 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 da. But what's more hard is staying stuck in your misery and living a life of unfulfillment.
Yes. A client asked me, how will I know I'm ready?
It's a decision, not a feeling.
Yes. I'm like, you're never ready. Like,
Mm-hmm.
now is the time.
Yeah.
um, when things get tough, what motivates you to keep going?
Um, I look to the people that have what I want, and I tell myself over and over and over, why not me? If they can have it, why
Mm-hmm.
they can do it? Why not me? What makes me different? Why not me? That is something like I honestly should get that tattooed on my body somewhere. But like that's it. Why not me? That's what I do. It's like I know it'll come. Why not me?
That would be a great like thing to have on your vision. I have my vision board like right in front of me. You can't see it, but I just like post sticky notes on it all the time, and that would be a great sticky note.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners? Anything you're promoting or offering?
No, just I'm here. I'm great. And yeah, for anybody that has like just questions or curiosities or wants to have the discussion about, bridging the gap from where you are to actually getting to a place where you can live a life of, more time, more money, more freedom. I'm always here. Just pop into my DMs. I love connecting with people, and I'm so passionate about talking about this.
Thank you so much. But would you say the best place for people to find you is on Instagram, or is there anywhere else people can find you?
Instagram's good. I've got a link tree bio. There's like a few other little additional sites and things you can click down. But yeah, Instagram is definitely the best way, where I hang out the most.
Perfect. I want to send my gratitude to you for joining me on this call today and sharing about your journey and your story. I really appreciated our time together.
Thank you so much, Shelby.
Thank you for joining us on Yoga Corner Chats today. To connect with our guests and explore more of their work, check out the show notes for this episode. Subscribe to Yoga Corner Chats for empowering conversations and transformative insights. Leave a review to help us reach even more listeners. Subscribe to our email list for exclusive content and updates. Keep shining and embracing your power within. Take care, stay inspired, and keep evolving.